I'm Augustus. I'm traveling the United States to demonstrate my serious intent to become President of the United States in 2028. I'm here in Austin today. It's the place where the creative spirit of the 6th Street stage meets the bold ambition of the Silicon Hills. I'm standing in front of this Texas state capitol. Before this pink granite dome rose over the Colorado River, this land was the heartbeat of a region that defined the American frontier. Austin has witnessed the wild transformation of a cattle town into a global hub of innovation, driven by a people who know that Texas isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. But for far too many Texans, these halls behind me have become a black hole, a places where the voices of the masses go in, but only the interests of the rich and well-connected come out. Today is day 12 of my 50+1 Capitals tour. My plan seems obvious and necessary to me, but behind me in the halls of power and for other presidential candidates, it could be considered crazy. The plan is to visit every capital in this country, including Honolulu and Juneau, over the course of about 60 days. Not to give motivational speeches, but to listen to the people, and hopefully to truly hear what problems the general public needs fixing. Texas is a land where the piney woods of the east give way to the vast open plains of the west. From the shadows of the Chisos Mountains to the humid breeze of the Gulf Coast, this state is built on the grit of people who aren't afraid to do things their own way. To lead in Texas, one must respect the quiet strength of the cattle rancher, the vision of the tech entrepreneur, and the enduring roots of the families who have called this brushland home for generations. I've called Texas home for 4 years, 3 years in Austin and 1 year in Dallas. To be leader of the whole country, you have to actually know the whole country. You have to breathe in the crisp fall air of the Northeast, feel the heat of the South and the dry wind of the Southwest, and stand in awe on the Great Plains. You need to admire the magnificent views of the Pacific Coast Highway, cross the mighty Mississippi, and traverse the passes of the rugged and majestic Rockies. You cannot lead a people you do not know, and you cannot know the people from inside a speeding motorcade, a high-flying jet, or a gilded office. Having lived in 7 states and visited all 50 states at least once before, I feel I have a glimmer of understanding of who the people of the United States truly are. But you can never stop learning. So I'm visiting each state again, and I plan to do this over and over again during the course of my campaign and during my presidential term. Now, you might be thinking, who is this guy? Why him? As I said, I'm Augustus. I was born in New York State 64 years ago. Like you, I've spent much of my life working. I've seen presidents and Congresses come and go. I've seen industries rise and fall. And I've watched as the people who keep this nation functioning are treated like sheep or cattle, as resources, not people. But is he qualified, you may be wondering? The Constitution says I am. The more important question is, how do I decide for myself if someone is qualified? For me, being qualified means that a person is working as hard as they can to help the most people in the country as possible. Think about the people who currently meet in the Texas legislature and in Washington, D.C. How many of them are qualified? How many of them are actively working to make your lives better? It seems to me that many representatives have forgotten the primary requirement of the job, remembering who they represent. They shouldn't represent the lobbyists. They shouldn't represent their party. And they definitely should not represent the ultra-rich. Your representatives, including the President of the United States, should represent you, period. I stand for the people, not for corporations that treat their employees like line items, not for the ultra-rich who view the law as a suggestion, not for the special interests who believe that everyone else should live the way that the special interests think they should. I still believe in the America our founders envisioned, a land of opportunity and freedom, not where we find ourselves now, in a land of glass ceilings and locked doors. Why consider an unconventional, unaffiliated candidate like me? Maybe it's because you're exhausted. You're sick of being forced to choose between generic candidate A and generic candidate B, two sides of the same coin, twin men and women born of different mothers. Maybe it's because you want to support someone who not only sees the United States as a beacon of hope rather than a global punchline, but someone who also has the will to push for the laws and policies that will get us shining brightly on that hill once more. The motto of Texas is simple: friendship. It speaks to the hospitality and the bond of the people who look out for one another. But for far too long, it feels like that friendship hasn't extended to these halls or the halls of Congress and the White House. It's time we return to a government that values the character of its citizens. It's time to ensure that the people who rule are the everyday citizens of this state and country, not just the ones with the biggest checkbooks. I'm headed to Oklahoma City tomorrow. I have many miles and many state capitals ahead of me. If you see me near your state house, don't just take a picture. Come over and say hello. Tell me what's keeping you up at night. Tell me what you want for your children. I'm Augustus, and I'm here to listen. I'll see you on the steps where you live. You may be wondering why I'm standing in the shade. It's because it's dark and I don't get blinded and it's not hot. So yeah, there we go.